Well, is technology really harming our kids? We're often told it can affect a child's development, but does the research really back this claim up? It is our daily dilemma for today, busting the myths about children and technology. Please welcome from kidspot.com.au, Dr. Joanne Orlando. So, what's the verdict? Technology, good or bad for kids?
It's a tough one, isn't it? Well, if you've ever seen a child use technology, they pick it up. They mightn't have even seen the device before, but intuitively they know what to do. So within a minute, playing a game or taking photos, making a quick website for themselves, you know. But on the other hand, there are these key ideas that keep coming up about technology and that all technology is bad. So in my latest article in Kidspot, I've looked at 3 of the main ideas that keep coming up. One, screen time, that I know parents will be very familiar with. One is traditional play versus screenplay, and the other one is social skills. And I've worked out what's the reliable evidence we can actually use and what are the myths.
Well, let's go through it. Traditional play is better for kids, yes or no?
Okay, so there's no evidence that shows that only old-fashioned toys and games benefits children. Yes! That's so good. You have to think about it. Children are living in today's times. We have screens everywhere. And a lot of the evidence that sort of myth is based on is from research that was about 30 years ago, based on TV, passive viewing of TV, and a lot of the violent themes. So these guidelines that we're using are pretty old and screens have really changed.
Let's get on to that one because another one of the first myths you bust is that all screen time is bad screen time. Now, I've watched Henry, who's 18 months old, watch Peppa Pig or Baby Einstein, and he just stands there and he looks at it and it is like he is mainlining crack. Like, it is just, and you can just see, and that nothing else will get his attention. It's like it's just a laser beam to somewhere deep in his brain.
Einsteins, of course, have classical music, so he's learning.
They are
learning the classics.
Yep, they are very good. He does have the classics. He's very good at Beethoven's Third Symphony. But is that good for him or bad for him?
Well, it's hard not to notice how drawn to the screen children are, and they are. They're just, you know, that the flow's going. They're just so enticed by it, just like we are in many ways as well as adults. So I think, yeah, it's important to be aware of how enticing the screen is for children, and they can stay on there for hours and hours and hours. So we do need to put boundaries around the sort of time that we give to children.
What kind of time? Because I think often, I know I'm looking for like a rule saying, OK, you can only have X number of hours a week or X number of hours a day. Is there sort of a good amount?
That's the hard part because it's so complex. It has to do with the child's age, their interests, how busy their life is, the other things that they're doing in their life. So if they're on a screen all the time for homework and things like that, then the amount of time they spend doing it for entertainment would probably be a little bit less. But if they're not using a screen much outside of the home, then maybe a little bit more time. And it also depends if it's weekends, after school, before childcare time, if you're tired. And there's times when it's okay that children are just playing a game on their iPad.
Oh, God, I thought I was confused before.
So basically you're saying just use a little bit of common sense.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Balance is always the key. So, yes.
All right. Doctor, thank you very much for joining us on the show today.